This one is called The Pants. Take 8.
Welcome to Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed, the best-looking guys on the radio. We all know the funniest things happen when we stop taking ourselves too seriously and step out boldly, like Mr. Magoo blindly stepping onto the next swinging girder and falling into an outrageous jackpot. Your hosts, Daryl and Ed, are about to administer
Why are we afraid
a
to talk
refreshing
during this part?
will inspire you to step out boldly. and
Because the
experience
YouTube people
funniest
can
things.
hear us.
Now, here are your hosts, Daryl and Ed.
All right, welcome to Funniest Thing,
Yes.
where each week we share stories about how stepping out boldly always leads to better than expected outcomes.
Ooh.
Yes, Ed's excited because today's his birthday.
Yeah. I'm wearing my birthing cap.
I see that. And I'm Daryl.
And I'm Ed.
And we're broadcasting live from Middle School Studios in downtown Culver City, the heart of Screenland.
Dude, it seems like it's been a while since we've been back.
Yes, we're back because we were off for a week
That's right.
because of the holidays.
But we did learn something new. What's
is-
the title of today's show?
Today's title is You Can Only Love Your Neighbor as You Love Yourself. What does that mean exactly?
Well, God does not expect you to love your neighbor at your own expense. He does expect you to feel so wonderful about being you that you naturally exude love towards others throughout your day. The good news is, during the second segment as well, United States Marine Corps veteran artist and founder of the Endowment for the Veterans Art Campaign, EVAC, Mr. Joe Williams joins Daryl and Ed to read and discuss today's daily word, Pray for Others.
Yeah, and he's located just around the corner from Unity World headquarters there.
Yeah.
Unity Village. He's in Kansas City.
He's doing a lot of great things out there. We look forward to hearing from him, checking in with him.
I forgot. We got 3 breaths.
Oh, yes. Well, let's talk for a second. Let's just give a quick primer why we did these breaths the way we done did them. Because today's
yes.
show, once again, is called You Can Only Love Your Neighbor as You Love Yourself.
Because when I used to hear that, when I
Yes.
used to hear the
Love your neighbor as yourself.
love thy neighbor,
The golden rule.
I always heard it as you love your neighbor at your expense.
Right.
Meaning, oh, well, all right, I'll take out his trash cans. You know, it never felt right. It didn't feel good. It felt like
Begrudging almost. Huh?
well, yeah, and that feeling alone is not healthy. That
Right.
doesn't promote any goodwill toward my neighbor. If you're begrudgingly loving your neighbor,
yeah.
then you're really not following
Well, that's yes,
the
exactly.
lesson.
And Jesus in the that parable we were reading, where he was asked, remember those Pharisees were asking him, which one of these is the, or remember, like, what's the most important rule?
Right.
And he said, first love your God with all your heart, or something to that effect, and then love your neighbor
Right.
as yourself. So this is where you have to take care of yourself first. You have to get into by going to God, by meditating, by doing the things that get us in tune with God, means we really get in tune with ourselves. We get into a loving space with ourselves, and then
It's a natural. Yeah, it's a natural
natural
because
high, as
'cause-
Daryl calls it.
Well, because that's another trap we could fall into. Like, first we have to learn to love ourselves. All of a sudden, oh no, and I start to feel like I got to figure out how to love myself.
That's right.
Does that mean I need to do some more? I should maybe go to the beach more often, or I'm not taking any
Or
vacations.
start sticking it to people.
Oh, but that's not what it's very simple when we understand the teaching.
Yeah.
You know, because once we go to God and then really make the conscious choice to believe that all my needs are met,
Yes.
that the good I seek is seeking me,
Right.
that God is arranging things on the unseen plane
Yes.
on my behalf for my
Yes.
greatest good,
That's right.
well then I'm like, so it's like being the son of a millionaire. What me worry? Now,
Well,
so of
that's-
course I'll become generous to everybody in my. I got a great story about this,
Well,
which I'll tell. But
is exactly why today's breaths.
are
God paid my tab, so this one's on me.
woo?
Oh, yes. Let's take a deep breath.
I thought you were gonna say God pays my tab, and you look really fab.
We could have, but we worked this
No,
out.
I
ahead
like
of
yours.
time.
I like
Yeah,
yours.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
God paid my tab, so this one's on me.
God paid my tab, so this one's on me.
God paid my tab, so this one's on me.
I haven't heard those angels in 2 weeks.
I was just thinking, meditation is so good because when I used to try to, and real simple meditation of the nature we were talking about earlier, just accepting all is well, I can let go of my thoughts, just trust that I'm in a loving universe. That's so much nicer because then I get in a flow with my life and I go about my business. When I used to try to figure out how to love myself, it was just like, I don't know, I'd get more tightened up inside.
Yes.
Like, because I would take myself to do this, but I wouldn't be enjoying any of it, you know? And so...
It's funny.
Yes.
I was going to say, yeah, it's the opposite. Like, the more I let go of myself and thinking I need to love myself and just relax into this belief that I'm taking, it's like I immediately start to feel at peace.
Well, I heard it said that it's really impossible to love ourselves because we are love. So it's more about remembering who we are
Yes.
and then acting in accord with who we really are. And by doing that, you know, we enjoy our meals more, we enjoy our day more, and then we naturally share that with other people.
Well, the good news is
Yes.
there's this episode corresponds a lot with the quote by Goethe,
Goethe.
which is really pronounced, if you're Daryl Fazara, Goethe.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to look up Goethe on the internet, you will not find it. So
That's
look
right.
up Goethe, which is Goethe,
Yeah.
and you'll find this quote. And it says, and this is really committing to the belief that God's going to take care of all my needs,
That's right.
arrange my success. I even heard, do you realize if you really trust in God and just continue to like throw all the weight of achieving your dream, you know, all the pressure you believe that you need to achieve whatever your desire is onto
Yes.
God, you could actually be in the top of your field in 5 years or less.
Oh my God. Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was just thinking that we really don't have any way of knowing how things are going to work out.
Right.
We're not programmed to know how things are going to work out. And a lot of the wasted energy is we come up with schemes and we try to control all the things going on around us and be nice to that person, blah, 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 and put on a face for this person. And none of it works because we really are not capable of knowing. The best we can do is be loving, kind, and joyous and do the things that really excite us. And then it all unfolds naturally.
You just said something that excites me. When you said we really don't know how things are going to work out, so we usually get scared and we go to different coaches and try to find the step-by-step process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but you can end up being self-defeating if you
Right.
throw too much of your energy into that.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
mental belief that this is how it's supposed to work out.
Yeah, because we also can then end up beating up ourselves and thinking we're not doing it right or something like
Right.
that.
But the key to your success and my success, right, and our listeners' success is we don't have to worry about how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
We just have to believe that it is going to work out.
Yeah, and it starts with already recognizing how many ways it already has worked out. That was like the first step we were talking about.
And speaking of first steps and Goethe,
Goethe.
he said, at the moment of commitment, the entire universe conspires to assist you.
Yes.
And that means just making the decision.
Right.
And then you start getting what we call, when the little signs are, the funniest things.
And the commitment is all about connecting and staying connected to you.
Right.
And to what you really
Right.
desire. You know what I'm saying? Because we can commit to 1,000,001 things other people are telling us to commit to, and it's not what he's talking about.
No.
You know, we're going to end up committed.
Yeah, he ends up talking. He's
He's
talking
talking
about
about committing to being ourselves, to doing what we truly enjoy, and being who we truly enjoy being.
and it's as simple as believing your desires are already, they're already part of the design for your life.
Yes,
so you can relax
yes.
into just enjoying that that's a reality. And what will happen is opportunities that correspond with that will pop up, and then you just have to choose to accept them.
Yeah, and get rid of the crap about one last thing. Get rid of the crap about worthiness. There's no that like the worthiness to live our dream, worthiness to be happy. I mean, this is huge for me lately. Just getting to that realizing that whole thing is a farce is huge. And this book that you tell them how you found this book. It's
Well,
pretty
speaking
amazing.
about stepping in the direction, every week we know we're going to be doing our show.
Yeah.
And we just kind of throw the whole burden of it on our higher powers.
Yes.
And miraculously, things fall in our lap. So I was at a place that they were dumping some books. And this book, if you look on our YouTube episode of this that corresponds with this podcast you're listening to, and you can go to DarylandEd.com and find it. This book, when I told Ed, it has nothing on it. No.
Wait, did you
title.
find that book? It's on our list?
No, I got to put it on our list because I found it.
Oh, you know what it is, though.
Now I do.
Yeah, because this is amazing. There's no markings
no
on the
markings
cover at
on
all.
whatever.
And
And
someone ripped out the title
Someone ripped
page.
out the title page. But it goes perfect with our show. And this was just last week I found it. It says this. What if you were about to meet your perfect lover? What if you knew this lover better than anyone else in the world and this lover knew you better than anyone else? What if you liked the same food, loved the same movies, listened to the same music, rooted for the same teams, enjoyed the same friends, were fascinated by the same books, had the same spiritual beliefs, cared about the same causes, and shared the same goals? It sounds incredible.
It does.
It gets better.
Sounds like a hot date.
I know. What if you absolutely knew you two could live together comfortably? What if this lover always had your best interest at heart? What if you were brought before a large door and told that behind the door was the love of your life? You straighten your hair, pop a certs. It actually says that.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath.
Oh boy, I can't wait to open the door.
Open the door and find yourself face to face with a mirror. Ooh. This reminds me of that poem, The Man in the Glass. And you could find that online. I'll post it on our script page.
Yeah, yes.
We've read it before in the past. It basically says, no matter what you go through life, though you fooled all different people throughout this, and you might have even gotten pats on the back.
Yeah.
But you're going to be lonely and heartbroken if you've cheated the man in the glass.
Yes.
Meaning your own self.
Which goes along with this reading from October 15th from Emmett Fox, Around the Year. With Emmett Fox, again, all these, if you go to DarylandEd.com to the reading list, this is a book that we read every day in our personal lives.
And this one that Ed's going to read is a real myth buster.
That's right. It says, that's right. You sounded like one of our older nun friends were just there.
Why? Did they lisp?
Just the way you said that. This is a real mythbuster.
I did. I felt like a nun when I said that.
I was so happy that a nun wished me happy birthday on Facebook today, Sister Rose Picata.
Isn't it amazing?
Oh my God, it's amazing. All right, is it selfish? Is it selfish to pray for yourself? Some people think that it is and say that you should pray only for others. But this, of course, is a foolish idea. You must pray for yourself constantly. How could it be otherwise? We worship God by believing in Him, trusting Him, and loving Him wholeheartedly. And we can attain to that only through prayer. The sole object of our being here is that we may grow like Him, and we can do that only through prayer. The more we pray for ourselves, the more power will our prayers have for any other purpose whatever. So praying for ourselves is the reverse of selfishness. It is truly glorifying God.
Yeah. And I'm a little jealous. I'm going to follow that up with a really great one. And funniest thing, this is from today. And I was going to say I'm a little jealous because it's Ed's birthday and he's got one of my favorite Emmett Fox readings of all time, because this one is so practical, and I'm going to tell a little story when we're done with the readings about how I applied it yesterday and it transformed my life. And it's from July 8th, a thrilling experiment. Why not make the following experiment, which will not only be thrillingly interesting, but will certainly teach you more in one day than you could learn from books or lectures in many weeks. Here's what you have to do. for one whole day, think, speak, and act exactly as you would if you were absolutely convinced of the truth of the statements that God has all power and infinite intelligence, and that his nature is infinite goodness and love. To think in this manner all day will be the most difficult thing because thought is so subtle. To speak in accordance with these truths will be easier if you are vigilant. To act in accordance with them will be the easiest part, although it may require much in the way of moral courage. And then the quote is, and being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform. And that's from Romans chapter 4, verse 21.
That is nice. So let's hear your story about that,
Oh,
because
okay.
that's good in and of itself.
Okay, yesterday morning I woke up and I had nightmares the night before. So I was starting before I even did my morning routine. It was just depressing nightmares about things not getting accomplished and some scary stuff that has nothing to do with reality.
Right.
So I wake up in this, I had things for that day to do. I had a 10 o'clock doctor's appointment at the VA, and I had someone wanted to interview me for this documentary he's making, and he wasn't 100% clear on what he was doing. He doesn't really know yet. He's just going with that inner guidance.
Yeah.
But he wanted to talk to me and about spiritual stuff. He knows we do the show, and he used to be a waiter with Lori when we first moved here back at the restaurant she first worked at. So we've been acquaintances for many years. To make a long story short, I get up, I'm feeling funny. I go, you know what? I'm already telling myself what I should not do in order to care for myself. I'm not going to go for my morning walk. I'm just going to take it easy, go to my 10 o'clock appointment, and I'm going to tell my friend, thanks, but can we put it off till Thursday?
Right.
Because I want to have my head in the game for tomorrow's show. I was already, I was deciding what God's will was for me to care for
I see what you're
self.
saying, yeah.
Well, then I did my morning routine. I saw a thrilling experiment, which was today's, but I read ahead and I said, you know what? My mind started to make that decision. I'm going to decide that all my needs are being met, that my highest good is already mapped out, that things are happening on the unforeseen plane on my behalf, that, all the desires in my heart are going to be manifested, but better than I can imagine.
Yes.
And I started feeling so enthusiastic. I go,
That's awesome.
You know what? I got time to take a quick shower and do my walk. So in my mind, I go, I bet there's going to be great music on my Pandora. And I start walking. Sure enough, there's great music. Ed gave me we talked because you were just starting school. So I got a little boost from that. And then on my walk, of course, this vibe of the whole time going, wow, my good is assured. Everything I'm going to want to do in my future is going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about it. So I was naturally feeling so full of love.
Yeah.
I was saying hello to everybody on the path. Now, as I'm saying hello and they're saying hello back, it's feeding me even more.
Yes.
What happens? I was able to get to the VA appointment, no problem. I did not cancel.
That's awesome.
With the interview.
Yes.
We ended up here talking and filming for 4 hours, and it was more just having a great mutual discussion like me and you do.
Right.
And I was like, all that would have been tossed out if I hadn't really
That's right.
committed
Yes.
to just choosing to believe that this is for real. That's
Yes.
the key to all of this. That's the only requirement for us, is the decision to believe it.
Yes.
Then the magic happens.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because my mantra lately is I don't have to do anything. As soon as when I'm out in that fearful state and I think I have to do this, and it takes me, all those have tos are what take me out of the flow of God. If I just do what you did, I don't have to do anything. I'll just go with the flow of the day. I don't have to make change because it's all the changes. It's too much work.
I loved everything about my life that day and
Yes.
today too. But I mean, it was awesome.
Fantastic. Coming up next, What is this? I'm getting a word from Jeff Comfort.
Yeah, he's pointing at the clock.
He's using his Good Morning Vietnam microphone, and he's telling me, coming up next, United States Marine Corps veteran, artist, and founder of the Endowment for the Veteran Arts Campaign, EVAC, Joe Williams, joins Daryl and Ed to read and discuss today's daily word, Pray for Others. Thank you for listening to Funniest Thing on Unity Online Radio.
That's right.
This one is called The Pants. Take 8.
The pants. So if you're
Joe Williams?
Joe Williams. And I'm going to let our listeners know that if you go to our website, our YouTubers that are watching, on DarylAndEd.com, if you look at the last script from our most recent show prior to this one, which was No, it wasn't the last script. It was the one before the confidence one, which I'll have to look up. Hang on.
Joe Williams online from Kansas City.
If you look up the Where McLovin' It script on our script page on the website, you will see the reading. You'll see the reading that Ed was talking about how he's not making himself have to do things. It's a reading by Ernest Holmes. And there he is.
What's going on?
Oh, man, what'd you get? New lighting? You look good.
Yeah, I wish. No, just turned off all the lights.
Man, it looks great.
How you been?
Good, man.
I'm liking the big lettering in the background.
Oh, yeah, well, here comes Ed.
What's up? Happy birthday.
He said happy birthday.
Oh, dude. Awesome.
Oh, good. Oh, Ed's a little hungover from last night's party.
Oh, my God.
You should move in so the viewers can really see how tired.
What's going on? Thank
That
God
was
I
me
made it.
Saturday night after a wedding, or Sunday morning, I should say.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I was
right
t-
on, Joe.
I-
Good to see you, man.
I was
Good seeing you, man.
I was telling the YouTube listeners or watchers that the McLovin' It episode has
Oh,
that
yeah.
reading that you're talking about with the not having to do things.
Yes.
From 365.
All right.
You're listening to Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed, the best looking guys on the radio. If you have a question or comment about today's show, or if you'd like to join in the discussion, friend us on Facebook at Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed, or email us at funniestthing@unityonlineradio.org. Now, back to Funniest Thing.
Welcome back.
Yes.
You can only love your neighbor as you love yourself,
Yes.
not at the expense of yourself.
That's right.
So make sure you're feeling so good about you, and then you don't have to worry about loving your neighbor because you will naturally find yourself being loving in all your affairs. This is the time of the show where we like to. Oh no, he's doing the I forgot what kind of dance that's called.
What would you call it?
I don't know, the Wojahowitz. So the
Could be. I like that.
thank our listeners. We have the best listeners in the business.
Dude, you're not kidding. Dude, we've been getting such great positive stuff.
We appreciate how you share it with your friends and you
Yeah.
tell us about it. You download the podcast, and we really appreciate the comments that you've made on the iTunes page.
Right.
Because as we get comments on
Yeah.
the iTunes page, which a lot of you have done, and we really appreciate it, actually it pushes it up to where more people out there who don't necessarily even know what
Right.
Unity Online Radio is discover us just via iTunes.
You know, I was going to say as well that if you're listening and you've never communicated with us and you'd like to read the Daily Word during the second segment, come on the show. You got to understand, we get other offers for
Oh
people
my
to come
God.
on the show, but we're really looking for people who listen to the show or practice these things or have like a real connection. Like we do weed through people that come on the show based on, do you really want to be on this show to share in the joy of these principles?
Right.
That's the number one thing. And so if you're out there and you've never reached out, but you're having that inspired thought to come on the show with us for whatever reason, funniest thing at unityonlineradio.org, or just go to darylanded.com and there's a contact thing there where contact like a tab or a
Boink.
button.
One button.
Yeah, all right, and then you can contact us that way, and we'd love for you to join us on the air.
Yes.
Or if you ever have anything you want us to pray about or whatever, put out there to our listeners,
Yes.
let us know.
We love doing that.
We do.
And you mentioned it, our website, darylned.com.
Yes.
We love our tweeters.
Yes.
Tweakers. And we got a new one, Kimberly Braun. But we get so many. We appreciate you resharing the things we tweet about because
right.
we don't have as many followers as a lot of our fans have.
That's right.
We also this is a point in the show where we thank someone
Oh my God.
who without in our lives, if we didn't have him, we wouldn't even have fans to appreciate.
That's right.
And that's
then
our-
we would never end up right into the comfort zone. Oh yeah.
And that's our audio file.
Yep, everyone's favorite audio file.
Yes, Jeff Comfort, the
Gummy.
chief engineer at Unity Online Radio.
He's a gummy addict.
Oh my God. Ladies, if you want to see, because this guy has, a lot of our listeners discover
Oh
the
my
handsome
God.
Jeff Comfort on our website. You can see all the crew members on the studio crew page. And if you really have a crush on Jeff Comfort and you want to make an impression, send him gummy bears.
This guy's been likened to a young Nick Cage,
Oh,
another one of the Lost Baldwin brothers,
oh man.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah, he's a poor man's Costner.
Yeah, that was one of the.
Oh, we also like to give a shout out to our prayer line. And this is the Silent Unity prayer line. It's 125 years
Oh
old.
man!
And there's no
You
obligation.
never guess it.
Yeah, you never guess it. It's no obligation. It's 1-800-NOW-PRAY or 1-800-669-7729.
Yes.
And
Dude,
Ed's
you
got
get the
something to
best emails. I forgot what this one. Why I even requested this prayer. It was something simple. I've been doing a lot more for other people.
Me too.
That's a huge one. You can, especially if you have the You Pray app and you just have a moment and someone you love is on your mind for some reason, something concerning you. You want to just get back in the positive flow and let other people get involved in sending love. Go
I
to-
like what you said.
Yeah.
Nothing is too small.
That's right.
To toss into God's lap or get your team on it, which is like the Silent Unity. When
Yeah.
you call them, it's like getting your angels, to handle it for you.
I know, exactly. They said, Dear Edward, what a blessing it is to join our positive thoughts with yours and write to you and share the gift of God's love. We envision you enfolded in divine love and gracing the world with your unique presence. The love of God is within you, and through this love you are given the power to live in peace and plenty. You can be sure that divine blessings are yours through God's love and that your life is filled with joy and peace. We behold you as enriched and prospered as divine love draws to you all the ingredients for a fulfilling life. May you continue to live in the peaceful love of God, in peace, silent unity. Dude, I don't know what I prayed for, but that is nice.
That goes along with today's show.
Oh my gosh, you're not kidding.
So they'll never hassle you. You're not obligated to make any payments or anything like that. And
Correct.
the only emails you will receive is if you would like to receive an email like that based
Right.
on your prayer request that Ed just read. And one of our something Ed and I use all the time,
Yeah.
even when we were young, and thought that maybe
It was just what...
but it wasn't. But we thought the Daily Word.
It's just... Wait, no, we've learned.
If we've learned the Daily Word.
It's not just for little old ladies. Go, granny, go, granny, go, granny, go. Hey, dude.
What?
I just got a text from Eric Fazzaro in New Jersey.
That would happen. That would be my brother.
He said, Happy birthday, Ed. It's Eric Fazzaro, Christine Barone in Clifton, New Jersey. We are listening to you guys.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. That's amazing. I hope they have a pot of gravy, or I don't know what you guys call it. Some people call it sauce, gravy, meatball, sausage.
Whatever it
I
is,
hope they're stirring up something delicious.
I'm sure they are.
Yes.
And now, for the moment everyone's been waiting for.
Oh, my God.
We've missed this guy. It's Joe Williams.
Joe Williams.
Oh, thank you guys for having me back, and happy birthday, Ed.
Dude, thank you, man. Thank you. We appreciate you coming on. We're so excited about all the wonderful things that have been going on with EVAC.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you so much, and I love being a part of the show.
Dude,
And
my mom always loves Joe Williams.
Listen,
Yeah.
I am not kidding. I don't know what it is, but That's what people have told me too. They
Yeah.
go, "Is Joe Williams coming back on?"
Yeah.
I love Joe Williams.
Yes.
I don't know what it is about you, but people naturally love you, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I had a weird experience. One of my friends that's a former police officer in Kansas City, I was out and randomly saw him, and he was with this girl, and this girl, like, long hair, beard, big dude, and thought I was pretty intimidating. She was kind of going away like, "Oh, that guy looks like he's in a biker gang," and he just turned around and started laughing. He's like, "He's the nicest person you'll ever meet." So, it's good to hear it. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
man. What should we do first? You want to get into the daily word and then talk about...
Yeah, then we'll fill everyone in on Joe, and we'll listen to what Joe's take on the daily word
Yeah,
is too.
so let's do that.
All right. Pray for others. I see you healthy, happy, and prosperous. Wednesday, July 8th, 2015. When I pray for my loved ones, I know my words are like icing on the cake. God loves them unconditionally, and so do I. They're whole, strong, and secure now and always. I may be in the habit of focusing on the weaknesses of my loved ones. I release this tendency and focus on their wisdom within. I trust their powers of guidance and understanding as they make daily decisions. I see them in the light of God, embracing their freedom. With every thought, I see my loved ones as beautiful expressions of Christ. They are light, love, and peace. I affirm, I see you healthy, happy, and prosperous. I will put my spirit within you, and you shall live. And I will place you on your own soil. Then you shall know that I, the Lord, have spoken and will act. Ezekiel 37:14.
Dude, that's good.
I gotta say one thing that's helped me with my wife. I'm married, you're married.
Yes.
And what happens sometimes, maybe other people who are in close relationships can relate. When someone else in the relation, like your partner, like my wife is, going through some things, just in her mind, like she's overwhelmed about some things. And the tendency for me is to immediately, I take it on. Like,
Yeah.
I immediately feel like, okay, then I'm expected, I got to fix this somehow,
Yes.
or say something. And today's daily word, this line has helped me so much. And it was this: I may be in the habit of focusing on the weaknesses of my loved ones, because that's really what I'm doing in that moment.
Yes.
I'm not believing that God,
Yes.
that they have this connection and I have to jump in and be the
Yeah.
higher power. And the next line is perfect. I release this tendency and focus on their wisdom within. And I trust her powers of guidance and understanding as she makes her daily decisions. And I immediately felt the relief and feel confident that she's going to get through this just fine.
I did the same thing in the shower the other day. I was thinking of a few different family members that have kind of had various illnesses, and I was just thinking, my mind had gotten so entrenched into buying into that those things is true, It felt so refreshing. I just went through every person in my family and just affirmed their health. And it was like, because stories get passed down from family, especially people you know in a long time. It's easy to get in a rut with the way we think about people that we've known that long. I just had to clear the deck on all of that. I said, I don't even believe that is a reality in my world. And it was so helpful.
I like the way you did that. Because it reminded me, I've been thinking this. When you hold down the back button or the delete button on your text when you're making a text, it starts
jumping.
word by
Yeah.
word, it jumps. That's what I've been doing mentally.
Yeah.
When I start telling myself a story that I've heard a billion times, or that I'm telling myself about a person or my
Right.
relationship, I go, nope, delete. And I can actually see it go, erased.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can definitely relate to, this prayer that's going out, especially in the work that I do, helping out disabled veterans kind of find their voice and their, they're kind of their new way into their new life as, disabled veterans. And, a lot of these guys end up coming out with a lot of severely self-destructive habits. And just like Daryl, I have the same problem as I'll take on other people's weaknesses and I'll try to make them better. I'll try to help them get better through different ways and different things. But as I've gone along this journey of, talking with so many veterans and so many other people about how I can help them, I really started to kind of come with this idea of, prayer through action and inaction.
Yes.
definitely things that you can do to help somebody along. Like seeing a panhandle on the side of the street and giving him, your cheeseburger you just got, at McDonald's or whatever, and praying them for there. But a lot of what I've come to realize is kind of recognizing those weaknesses within those people and not necessarily bringing them on, but helping them understand it as well. People won't learn if you sit there and do it for them all the time and keep doing it. And those weaknesses will really start to embed and ingrain them. But if you can somehow work it out to where you're actually helping them recognize their weaknesses and helping on building self-positive ways to work on those weaknesses, you become a lot better person. And I think one way to really accomplish that, kind of goes back into the title of the show. You can only love your neighbor as you love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, it is going to be impossible to help other people. You're going to start taking on their weaknesses and whatever's going on in their head. And, and it's going to start slowly drifting you down that path.
Yes.
But it's you kind of are able to love yourself and recognize your own weaknesses, and those ones that, your loved ones that are around you, that are their support, you should let you fail and should let you learn, but be able to learn on your own terms to be able to make yourself better.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. I was just talking to Ed this morning about a guy, a friend of an acquaintance. He's not really a close friend. And this guy is a fantastic artist. And the thing that, he does well is work with kids.
Yes.
So I really dove in and helped him get this thing off the ground, with encouragement, and really got the training wheels on his bicycle, so to speak.
Yeah, for a camp.
Yeah, to get going, and then gave him the little shove. And then he disappeared, and now he's and then I get a cryptic email, text very far and few between, basically saying, well, I guess it's not working as planned, those kind of negative. And part of me felt, should I have done more? And I had to remind myself, you know what? I gave him everything I could. And when people help me, they don't make the phone calls for me that I need to make. They just give me the encouragement, and then I start feeling enthusiastic. But then it's up to me to take, to pedal the bicycle. And when I do, I'm usually enthusiastic, and I call the guy back who helped me, and I'm like, you're not going to believe it. Funniest thing, it starts working out. So it's a little difficult to let people fall, because part of I start feeling more responsible than I should be.
Yeah, and what's funny, though? A lot of times we think they're falling while they're sitting at home on a sofa eating a cheeseburger.
Right.
In our mind, we're like, they're falling. But they fell back into their sofa lazy boy so they can watch some more Jerry Springers. I mean, why even feel bad? And when you're saying that, I realized... Whoa, sorry, dogs.
It's El Kabong with guitar.
I guess the rock and roll is awakening. I just stirred up Mr. French and Gabby back here in the studio. What I was going to say was the danger of for myself is, because I'm also someone who's worked with a lot of people for a while, and if I start making them a condition for my own happiness, for my own well-being, what they do as a condition, then I lose the unconditional nature of God's love. And that's the whole thing. One of the things I'm massaging my brain into lately is to seeing that same unconditional love I feel when I'm meditating, everyone has access to it. Because I used to go, no, they don't know, they don't meditate, they may not have read this, but you know what? There was a time when I hadn't read it. Everyone has the same access to the same divine unfolding perfection that I do, and I have to practice, especially when no one's around. Just start convincing my mind that that's really the truth, because it is.
Yes, and realize that we just carry the message and the encouragement, get these people onto dry land, but then it's up to them. And if they joyfully start applying the things that you're sharing with the guys you meet, the people we meet, then it's fun along the path, because now we're walking along side by side. Our part was just that initial encouragement. Okay, here, you're up on dry land. And if you continue to do this, we'll be friends and
Right.
walk along and both enjoy this
Right.
together. Otherwise, I got to be able to go, okay, well, he didn't want it.
And the truth is, we're always on dry land anyway. They're just continuing to flounder around as if they're not.
In the sand?
Yeah.
Help me, I'm drowning.
Big Joe, what do you got?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I think definitely a part is that unconditional love. I think that's kind of the hardest thing for people to really wrap in their own head or get wrapped around in their own heads with is what is unconditional love. And it kind of goes back to what you were saying, Ed. When I was sitting there, when I sit there and meditate and just try to get rid of all this stuff in me, there's so many times where I can dwell on, oh, I should have done this, or I should have helped them out in that way, or I should have done this. But it's just kind of learning to let it go and say, this is the way that I was supposed to be. And then all of a sudden things start falling into place of the way they should be.
Right.
And, and I think that's where it goes back to, the quote in the prayer, I trust their powers of guidance and understanding as they make daily decisions. Sometimes those decisions aren't the right decisions, but, some people get caught up in those decisions and they really dwell on them. But when they really start to love themselves unconditionally, they can learn to let themselves go. And that's when you can really start really helping people out and really understand what unconditional love is with other people, of just being able to really help guide them and make them or help them understand their decisions that they're making in their own lives.
Yeah, you're reminding me of a good book that's on our list that I should mention, and it's Love is Letting Go of Fear.
Good idea by Jerry Jampolsky. That's a great, inspiring book. Joe, what's going on with EVAC? We're going to be going to a break in just a second, but I would love to hear just a quick update about EVAC.
Yeah, great things are going on here in Kansas City, and soon nationally we'll be having workshops for veterans to come in and participate, ranging from drawing workshops to bronze casting workshops. And also in Kansas City, if you're, in the Kansas City area, come September and October, we'll be having art shows for disabled veterans. So it's fantastic, and, getting the word out there about helping these guys out.
Don't forget the website, which is
evacart.com.
Beautiful. All right, Joe, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
always a pleasure.
Yeah, we do love you. So coming up after the break, we have Joke of the Day, Listener Mailbag, and more. Thank you for listening to Funniest Thing on Unity Online Radio.
This one is called The Pants. Take 8.
Dude, awesome. That was great.
That was great.
Why did you bring up that book at the end? Like maybe for the people who are YouTubing, you could tell them what made you think of that book.
Oh, yeah, because that book, the book that I called Love is Letting Go of Fear,
Yeah.
it's one of the best. It's so simple. It even has cartoons in it, right? Mm-hmm. But it is so simple to grasp, and it really is helpful to understand that. It helps relieve the feeling of like I have to make myself something more than I am to feel okay. And it just, the whole book just reassures you throughout the book. It's just all about letting go of fear. Just let go of this fear.
That's one thing, like, go Star Wars, fear leads to the dark side and all that type of stuff. But no, I mean, I absolutely agree with you. And it kind of goes back to that. The fear is, when you get caught up into fear, you start making poor decisions and you start doing that. Kind of lost where I was going with this now. Completely blanked out on
Well,
it.
you hit the nail on the head. You're absolutely right. When we're in fear, we make decisions that never lead to the thing that we think like will protect us or bring us to a safer place.
Yeah, no, it reminds me like when Luke's going into the tree, Darth Vader's in there. And, the thing is, like, I've always feared something every day. Like, I'm not going to be able to help this guy. I'm not going to be able to help my girlfriend. I'm not going to be able to help myself. And I start worrying, and I'm really fearful of those things. But then I started realizing I can't. I want to
love your life.
I'll talk to you.
All right, brother.
We now return to the funniest thing. Here are your hosts, Daryl and Ed, the best looking guys on the radio.
Did she just call us the best looking guys on the radio?
Dude, that's a big time compliment from such a sweet sounding voice.
As long as they keep listening on the radio, they'll never know the
Yeah,
truth.
don't tell them about the YouTube page.
You can find everything, including today's readings,
Yeah.
the YouTube episode, all the information you heard that you want to refer to real quickly or read on your phone while you're at
Oh,
work.
dude, we use it.
Yeah.
We read back through the show script pages just to get a boost during the week. It's amazing.
Because it's just quick little, and you don't have to dig through the books or even buy the books. It's
Yeah.
all right there for you. It's at DarylAndEd.com, and just press on.
And it has the
Show
mail
script.
that people
Oh, we even
the
include-
the breaths.
Oh, everything.
Yeah. And dude, I got a quick reading from 365 Science of Mind, which is also on the reading list at DarylAndEd.com. It is it has grown on me. I love this book. And I was thinking about right before the break, we're talking with Joe about being of service to other people.
Yes.
Joe Williams, if you missed that part of the segment, go back and listen. And I was thinking, like, the number one thing that I found in my own practice with kids that I work with and people that I love in my life is to see the perfection in them. And I start by seeing doing the daily routine to see the perfection in myself and to see the perfection in God and in my life, and to let go of the ways that I think my own life is lack, or any lack. Let go of any of that, and to say to my own self, there's no imperfection in my reality. Like, these people are whole and perfect, and it's amazing how they show up. The very people that I thought needed to change, as soon as I change my own perspective, they show up perfect. Like, they show up in my reality in amazing ways.
Real quick, I like that because we have to remember we don't have to treat the condition
That's right.
or the person. We just treat the concern.
That's right.
My concern.
Dissolve the concern.
Yeah, just let go of my concern. Remind myself that God's in charge, that God is healing them,
Yes.
that God loves them, that they're confident, they're
Yes.
capable, they have all these things,
Right.
and then it happens.
That's right. Because we don't want to end up getting grudges that end up putting another roadblock into the good manifesting, and as gracefully and easily as it can.
Real quick, I know you got a reading, but we got a hot right off the
Facebook?
The Facebook from minister and regular
Listener.
and he's been a guest.
Oh, he's been a guest.
yeah, David McClure, contributor, and he says, "Looking good, guys," and
Well,
it came
thank you.
right when we were talking about being the best looking guys on
That is perfect.
the radio.
That is perfect. Okay, so this one comes from 365 Science of Mind from July 5th, and it's called I Share the Gifts of God. And this is just a portion of it that I highlighted. It says, today, I consciously share in the gifts of life. I open my whole thought and my whole being to the divine influx. I establish my mind in expectancy. You could say joyful expectancy.
Yes.
A feeling that all the good there is must belong to everyone who will take it. I am receiving the divine gift right now. Today I am seeing the gift of life coming to me from every source, and even as it comes into my outstretched hands, uplifted to receive it, I enjoy the gift and pass it on. Freely I give everything I have, blessing the gift as it passes through me to others, that it may be multiplied in their experience, and in God's good way come back again to me.
Well, as you were reading that, I was thinking in my mind, boy, it feels so good just to allow myself to believe that.
Yes.
And then I thought, why so much do we, like the naysaying that even
Yeah.
goes on in our heads? Well, yeah, that's nice, but no, that's nice. And we got to go, that's nice, but that's not reality. No, that's nice and feels nice because that
Yes.
and those thoughts are actually cooperating
Yeah.
and going in the same direction
Yeah.
as the flow of life.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting against them.
That's right. And that's why we got to be like kids, and that's why they say you got to be like children to enter the kingdom, is because it's amazing. I have to admit that I was wrong about some key core things about life
Oh, yeah.
all my life, and I have to keep returning every day and going, "Yep, wrong again."
Yep.
Wrong. And today I'm choosing to think about what is real.
And
It's amazing.
and the funny thing is, what we're getting to say we're wrong again about is thinking negatively about our situation.
That's
how absurd! It's like,
exactly.
no, this is real.
I know.
And you know what? Anytime someone says, I just want to get real. Or when they say, I appreciate you being honest. Well, that's just an excuse for, I want to complain.
I know. Too often
I want to complain about what's going wrong.
Yeah, right.
But that's not real.
No. Getting real is singing and dancing up the hill. Dude, by the way, speaking of good fortune and getting real, did you hear about the 86-year-old man who was out fishing?
No.
Well, he was sitting in his boat when he heard a voice say, "Pick me up." He looked around and did not see anyone. He thought he was dreaming until he heard the voice again. "Pick me up." The old man looked in the water. There, floating on a lily pad was a frog, and the man said,
"Are you talking to me?"
The frog replied, "Yes, I'm talking to you. Pick me up. Then kiss me, and I'll turn into the most beautiful woman you have ever seen. I'll make sure that all your friends are envious and jealous because you will have me as your bride." The man looked at the frog for a minute in confusion, reached over, picked it up carefully, and placed it in his front pocket. The frog screamed, "What, are you nuts? Didn't you hear what I said? I said kiss me and I will be your beautiful bride." He opened his pocket, looked at the frog, and said,
"Nah, at my age, I'd rather have a talking frog."
Yeah! That's solid gold right there. Oh, and who is that here?
Gabby the Postal Pitbull is in the studio.
What do you got? I want you to read the first one for us.
Is this? Oh, wow. This is a good one. This is from Noel Backs in Culver City.
It's time to bring Noel backs.
Yep, just the backs, baby. Just the backs.
Just the backs.
Wait, baby got backs?
Baby got backs.
I want my baby. And Noel Backs said he went on an audition today and talked with my agent afterwards, neither of which I thought were fruitful. But after I listened to your podcast on baptism, and that's the one where we talk about, is that?
Baptize it is every situation a success.
Wasn't that We're McLovin' It?
We're McLovin' It.
Yes, that's a great one. And that's in our folder. You can find that on DarylandEd.com. He wrote, "I baptized the audition and conversation and felt great. Thanks for the words of encouragement." That's a great way. When you leave a situation you don't feel really particularly great about, or you think I fudged, or how can I have been so foolish? I didn't say this. Just baptize it as success and move on.
Because that kind of thinking, this is exactly what I realized yesterday. That type of thinking is leaving myself out of the equation. Like, I don't care if I say bad things about myself that make me feel bad. That's crazy, but that's the simplicity of this whole show. Remember that yourself is supposed to feel good in your own thoughts.
And it's also leaving God out of the equation. It's like saying, I'm the one, like it's up to me. It's like,
it's crazy.
But God's taking care of that. God had you say the perfect thing.
It's like hitting your own knuckles with a ruler, like old school.
Yes, and he's got great things in store for Noel.
Yeah.
If not this, something better.
That's right. Which also goes out to Gregory Vincent, our friend out there. We're praying and sending love for him because we know the perfect job is opening up for him.
That's right.
Where they love him and celebrate him for the amazing person he is.
Why don't you just tell him the quick story?
No, I want to read this mail. We don't have 2 seconds.
Oh, we don't.
All right, this one comes from Christina Rabone from Oakland, California. And she says, "Hi, guys. I've got to say, funniest thing moments happen all the time. So I would fill up your inbox. But since I've got your ear, here's another thank you. I went to a local yoga temple today in need of some love, centering, and uplifting. Sometimes it can be really confusing to know whether I'm doing the spiritual thing right, and then it feels weird in my body. I literally got dizzy, sick, and got a pain in my knee in this mass and thought, well, maybe this is bringing up something I need to let go of and process. In a funk, I went to the beach to read love poems from God, and just being on the earth felt good. I got in the car, and what had been in my ear all along, turn on Daryl and Ed. You feel good when you listen to them, so it must be the truth. Finally won, and I put on an archive show. I feel so much better. You take readings and studies I use on a daily basis and make them understandable and applicable. That's a talent, my friends, so thank you again. I am deeply grateful that I found your show. Much love and happy independence, Christina."
Wow.
Man, that is some heavy duty stuff.
Speaking of heavy duty.
That's right. This stuff may seem like lightweight stuff, right?
Right, but it's
Loving
not.
yourself? No way.
Because this stuff is...
When we try new thoughts, you
It's dynamite.
Try new thoughts and win the fight. Try new thoughts. It's a power load. Try new thoughts. Your joy will explode.
TNT. Visit Daryl and Ed to find easy links to everything we do, including the Funniest Thing podcast on iTunes, our YouTube page, our Twitter at Daryl and Ed, and the Funniest Thing fan page feed is even on our website.
Feedbackart.com.
So if you're not even on Facebook, you'll see our Facebook feed.
Joey Williams.
And as always, thank you for being a
Jeff
part
Comer.
of Funniest Thing with Daryl and Ed on Unity Online Radio.
Try new thoughts. The dynamite. TNT will win the fight. Try new thoughts. It's a power load. Try new thoughts. Your joy will explode.
Yeah.
Well, good job.
I got him saying something.